How do you measure a life lived in the shadow of brilliance, yet shaped by quiet endurance? Jermaine Jackson's story is often overshadowed by the larger-than-life fame of his family, but his journey is far richer than the world perceives. He helped build one of the most influential musical dynasties in history, navigated the storms that fractured it, and carried the weight of profound personal loss. His life is not defined by headlines or public triumphs, but by resilience, faith, and the slow, often unseen work of healing. Jermaine's story is about standing when everything else has fallen, holding together family and legacy, and finding meaning in the quieter victories that come when the applause fades. His life shows endurance in its purest form. A childhood without space to dream. Jermaine Jackson's early years in Gary, Indiana, offered little comfort and even less room for imagination. Growing up in a modest two-bedroom home with 11 people, he learned early that privacy was a luxury and survival demanded constant attention. His father, Joseph, worked tirelessly in a steel mill to support the family, while his mother, Catherine, took on part-time work and kept the household emotionally intact. Every resource was stretched, from hand-me-down clothes to simple meals, and children often shared beds just to fit. Despite the crowded, tense environment, love existed in quiet forms. A hand on a shoulder, a soft word, a hymn sung in the evenings. For Jermaine, home was a place of both challenge and subtle guidance, shaping the resilience that would carry him into the public eye. Discipline, faith, and early emotional lessons. Two forces molded Jermaine's character from the start: his father's discipline and his mother's faith. Joseph believed that strict guidance was the only path out of poverty, teaching respect, obedience, and excellence, while mistakes carried real consequences. This often created an atmosphere of caution and restraint, where children learned to navigate their emotions carefully. Catherine, on the other hand, infused the household with gentleness and prayer, trying to soften the edges of Joseph's rigor with unwavering love. Even amidst hardship, she provided a quiet example of patience and hope. An early, unspoken grief, loss of a sibling, also lingered, shaping the emotional landscape before Jermaine could fully understand. Together, discipline and faith laid the foundation for a young boy who would grow into a thoughtful, observant man. A quiet child, observing the world. In such a demanding environment, Jermaine learned to observe more than he spoke. He recognized early that attentiveness and patience often shielded him from conflict, and he honed the ability to read people and moods carefully. Respect for his father came naturally, even when tinged with fear, while admiration for his mother's calm strength grew steadily. This quiet attentiveness shaped his personality, teaching him restraint, empathy, and the value of internal reflection. Jermaine rarely expressed anger or frustration outwardly, choosing instead to process feelings in solitude. Beneath his silence, a sensitive awareness was developing, an understanding of the nuances of human behavior that would later translate into his music, relationships, and the steady support he provided his family, becoming an anchor in turbulent times. Growing up under pressure, rehearsals became the center of Jermaine's life, often conducted in the cramped living room with furniture pushed aside. Mistakes were met with repetition, and perfection was demanded. Childhood freedom was scarce, replaced with responsibility for the family's success. Jermaine understood that his contribution mattered, and the weight of expectation rested heavily on him. Pride and loss coexisted as he grew into this new reality, learning that opportunity often comes at the cost of personal time and play. Despite fatigue and stress, he endured quietly, embracing discipline and honing skill. These early lessons in focus, persistence, and balance became defining characteristics, preparing him for the intense public life ahead, where performance and perfection would remain constants in an increasingly demanding career. Thrust into the spotlight. When the Jackson 5 signed with Motown Records in 1969, Jermaine's life shifted dramatically. At just 14, he faced professional expectations far beyond his years, traveling constantly and performing for audiences across the country. As a co-lead singer with his younger brother Michael, he balanced a deeper voice against Michael's brightness, creating the harmonies that defined the group's signature sound. Fame arrived quickly, and with it came exhaustion, pressure, and isolation. School dances and ordinary teenage experiences were replaced by rehearsals, buses, and stages. Amid the applause, Jermaine quietly managed fatigue and self-doubt, understanding that his role was essential not only to the music, but to the cohesion of the family. The spotlight illuminated others, but he found strength in persistence and support, love, marriage, and emotional growth. Jermaine's marriage to Hazel began with hope and stability, and fatherhood brought joy and meaning. However, fame and responsibility created distance, testing communication and connection. Emotional exhaustion sometimes led to missteps, leaving Jermaine with lessons in humility and accountability. The marriage ended quietly, with dignity and reflection rather than conflict, leaving him with both regret and understanding. These experiences deepened his awareness of love, responsibility, and the importance of presence over perfection. In learning from his mistakes, Jermaine found new ways to connect with those he cared about, discovering that emotional effort and understanding are far more meaningful than appearances or public approval. Navigating complicated relationships. Jermaine's subsequent relationships brought additional responsibilities and challenges. Balancing multiple households, children, and financial demands tested his capacity, while public scrutiny added pressure. He loved fiercely, but also confronted limits in his ability to meet every expectation. Legal and financial complications highlighted the realities of life beyond fame, reminding him that public success does not shield one from personal struggles. Through it all, he learned the importance of effort, communication, and accountability in maintaining relationships. The lessons of patience, humility, and understanding became central to his life philosophy, shaping the way he engaged with his children, loved ones, and the broader world. Experiencing loss and grief. The death of Michael in 2009 was an overwhelming loss that reshaped Jermaine's life. Losing a brother meant losing shared memories, guidance, and a piece of himself. Public attention contrasted sharply with private grief, requiring him to navigate mourning in both spaces simultaneously. Subsequent losses of friends, mentors, and family deepened the sense of impermanence and reflection. Jermaine confronted the reality that fame provides no immunity against grief. These experiences brought insight into the fragility of life and the importance of presence, connection, and memory. They also reinforced the value of emotional resilience, faith, and the quiet strength required to move forward while honoring those who are gone. A quieter life and faith. In his later years, Jermaine has embraced a life of simplicity, reflection, and faith. Prayer and quiet routines guide his days, offering clarity and grounding that fame could never provide. Music remains, but as a personal expression rather than a public obligation, a way to connect with memory, emotion, and self. These years have been defined by calm rather than applause, reflection rather than performance. Jermaine's journey illustrates that peace and contentment often come after the noise subsides. By choosing presence, humility, and self-awareness, he has discovered fulfillment in ways that charts, awards, and fame could never measure. valuing inner growth over external recognition. Fatherhood revisited. Jermaine's relationship with his children has evolved, emphasizing presence, patience, and learning from past mistakes. He works to balance guidance with listening, showing that fatherhood is as much about understanding as it is about instruction. Apologies and reflection have replaced pride, creating a bond built on trust and effort. Jermaine recognizes that legacy is not measured by perfection, but by the time, attention, and love invested. His focus is on supporting growth, fostering resilience, and maintaining connection, showing that emotional presence is one of the greatest gifts a parent can offer. In these quieter, more intentional moments, he continues to shape his family's future while learning from his own past. Legacy and reflection. Watching his children embrace aspects of the family's musical heritage brings pride and thoughtful reflection. Jermaine understands that legacy is not defined by fame or fortune, but by survival, perseverance, and emotional growth. His contributions, though often quieter, have helped shape both the music and the family. He no longer seeks external validation. Instead, he values personal satisfaction, connection, and peace. Reflection has become central to his identity, allowing him to appreciate life's lessons and the subtle ways in which he has influenced those around him. Jermaine's story shows that a meaningful life is measured not by applause, but by endurance, humility, and the quiet ways one nurtures others. The quiet truth. Jermaine Jackson's life demonstrates that enduring hardships, loving deeply, and learning from mistakes are just as significant as public achievements. His journey is defined by resilience, humility, and an understanding of what truly matters when the world stops watching. Fame offered lessons, but faith, family, and reflection offered meaning. In embracing quiet moments, he has discovered peace, acceptance, and the ability to value life's subtler triumphs. The true measure of his life lies not in the charts, stages, or applause, but in his ability to survive, grow, and remain steadfast in love, faith, and personal truth. Jermaine's story is a testament to the quiet strength that sustains a lifetime of extraordinary experiences.